Hello everyone, this is Stylish, and this is gonna be an in-game VOD of the Mech build. And this is gonna be a mech versus 2 hatchery build on Destination. And Destination is the map of the week, and it's an excellent map to do mech strategies on. It's an excellent map to do SK Terran. Not so good to do any kind of Ayumi or the EE timing build because of the problematics where with the bridges in front of the sunkens, it's really going to be hard to bust any sunken lines. So I suggest that you don't do the Ayumi or the EE timing strategy versus Zerg on these maps, or on this map in particular. Anyway, this game is played on B level ICOP, so my opponent is at a decent level, and I think it's a decent game. Anyway, I'm not going to talk so much about the build order here as usual because it's an in-game VOD. I'm gonna do a build order for the fantasy build, and then I'm gonna do a build order for the 2 factory build. Basically, those 2 builds I'm going to do a build order, and there are other stuff you can do with mech, but I'm going to cover those strategies as well in in-game VODs, but not in the build order because you adjust so much using these strategies that a build order isn't actually needed. I don't think it's really helpful when you face a Zerg that's doing stuff that you have to adjust to. So basically, the 2 factory and the fantasy strat, those 2 build order VODs I'm going to do, and the rest I just do in-game VODs about. So basically what I do here is that I scout his base. I see that he's 12 hatch, but I also see that he's taking his gas early on. It's really early. It's at the same time as he takes his spawning pool, and it's going to be up earlier than his spawning pool is finished. I can't talk. Anyway, and this means that he's going to do a 2 hatchery build. So you want to counter that by doing a 2 factory build. And the SCV making the second supply is actually going to finish at the time when you have like 200, 100, so you can place a second factory, and that's really good. And usually I just keep 2 SCVs on gas. I keep 2 SCVs on gas until I have my expansions up with the fantasy strat, and also with this strategy. If I'm not kept on my defensive, because if I'm really defensive, then I usually take 3 SCV on gas. And when do you have to be really defensive? Well, that depends. If he makes a lair really fast, and you're gonna see this with your scouting SCV, because you're gonna go back and forth to his hatcheries, and you are going to see, does he make speedlings first or does he make a lair first? Because if he does make speedlings first, it's okay, it's no problem, you don't have to be on your defensive. And if he makes a lair first, then he's going to have really early mutalisks, and you will have to be a bit defensive, and maybe your expansion is going to be delayed, so you will have 3 SCVs in gas to be able to keep up with the Goliath production and stuff like that. Anyway, this time I scouted that he's actually doing the 2 hatch, usually mutalisk build, and his lair is going to be up really fast. So I just try to keep my SCV alive for as long as possible. I actually don't make a marine with this strategy because I really want my supply, and I really want all my money to make vultures. Once my first factory is finished, oh yeah, you see there, I saw his spire. Once my first factory is finished, I just do the machine shop and I upgrade speed. But then again, I'm not going to talk so much about that, so I'm just going to talk about other stuff here. I see that he is attacking me with a Zergling, so I just move 1 vulture out there because I don't want him to know if I have 2 factories or 1 factory or 1 factory 2 starports or anything like that. And I scouted that he is actually not doing any sunkens, and that's really good for me because I'm going to have speed vultures. He's actually relying on probably ling speed and mutalisks, early mutalisks. Anyway, because he has those early mutalisks, I'm gonna add my armor really fast. I'm gonna have 3 SCVs in gas, and I'm gonna also add an eBay when I move out. That's really important. As you can see here, he was caught a bit off guard here with my vultures, but he's a pretty good player, so he will use the drone drill and the Zerglings to actually try to keep my vultures in his expansion, and that's really good. I'm gonna kill a bunch of drones here, but I'm also gonna die all my vultures. I think it's a really good trade here for me. It's a good, I mean, it's the best he could do in this situation, but it's a bit better for me, I think. Anyway, I got a lot of drones here. So what I'm thinking now is, okay, he has no drones. I mean, he has like drones in his main and no drones in his expansion, and his spire is just about to finish. So he has basically just one option. He's gonna make those 6 mutalisks and he's gonna attack, because I lost all my units, and maybe I microed too much and I didn't do any macro during the time or anything like that. So he's gonna make a counter attack here to keep me busy, and that's why I add all these turrets, and I keep my my glides in close to the vultures and upgrade armor as fast as possible. And here his mutalisks come, and it's good to have the turrets close to factories, because then he cannot snipe the glides, and that's really good. And then just play for 2 bases for a while. Have those 2 factories pumping, because he's not having a lot of drones, so he won't be able to do really that much mutalisks. And if you're safe versus his attack, basically, I think you're gonna win the game. And if he attacks your wall, then just move there, attack, and then move back, because the glides have longer range than the mutalisks, and he will have to go and attack you, and you just retreat to the turrets. Usually I left my eBay to lift it over a turret as well, so he cannot target the turret. Anyway, what I see here is that he isn't doing that much damage with his mutalisks, so that got me thinking, what is he doing actually? Because I think at this point that he is a very smart player, and he actually just made those 5 mutalisks, and after that he didn't make any more mutalisks. He just started pumping drones and added a 3rd hatchery, and that's really risky if I don't do this very safe strategy, but this time it really worked out for him. So as I noticed that he isn't making any more mutalisks and isn't harassing me, I just save up and I take my expansion as soon as possible, because you don't want to be behind economically. And here he snipes my SVs, and that's really bad for me, really good for him. Just be sure to reinforce with new SVs there as soon as possible, and keep your glides there, because if he's going to snipe my SVs, he's going to pay for it. Anyway, there isn't really a pure build order strategy going on right now. I'm just doing what I think is best at the moment, because, well, first I anticipated that he's going to do all in Muta and try to kill me fast, but he didn't, and then I have to switch between strategies and stuff like that. So basically what you can do here is that you can add a 3rd factory. I added my 3rd factory because 3 factories is doable from 1 base. Actually, I think 4 factories is doable from 1 base if you're going to do Goliath only, but you're going to upgrade and you're going to do stuff like that, so you're going to need the expansion. Anyway, 3 factories, I think that's a pretty good number to do from 1 base and still upgrade things. So what I see here is he still isn't harassing me with this mutalisk. So I'm thinking like, okay, he's really messing up. So I really need to get my expansion going, and then add a 4th factory, and then maybe even more factories. I don't know yet. Anyway, I just tried to transfer my SV at a correct timing here, so I get my economy up as fast as possible. And then I'm gonna aim to do sort of a timing push where I use glides and tanks, maybe 3 tanks or something like that, and I move out with about 2 groups of glides, and I have my 1-1 upgrade timing, and then I usually do an attack. And when you do attack like this, be sure to make to upgrade. I mean, you have already upgraded Vulture speed and Vulture mine, so be sure to use that. It's really good when you do a timing push, because you move out and then make a round of vultures, and the vultures will reinforce at the same time as you do the attack, and you can place mines versus hydralisks. And if he doesn't have any hydralisks, the mines will work good versus servants, and if he doesn't have any servants, you can just go to his base and kill drones, so you will keep him busy basically. Anyway, what I do here is that I move out a bit earlier. Actually, I move out with the 1-0 upgrade timing, because I anticipate that he's actually taking a 3rd expansion really fast, and that will mean that since he was low on drones early game, he will have to macro up drones first before he can do any more mutalisks, and that will make him a bit weak in the really early game. Anyway, so I move out here, and I'm gonna find out that he actually switched to hydralisks, and I'm really Goliath heavy. So I mean, Goliaths are pretty good against hydras as well, if they're upgraded and if the Zerg is doing a low eco build or something like that. But you don't want to fight him on the wrong position of the bridges when you have these few units and no tanks. So as soon as I see that he has hydralisks, I just move back as fast as possible, and then start to fire his mutalisks from the other side of the bridge, because this will be to my advantage if he uses to attack over the bridges. So he backs off there, and now I know what he's doing. I know that he is actually making hydralisks. I should have made an SV scout and scouted if he has taken the third or fourth expansion, because it's really important that you know this. I'm actually playing a bit I'm playing a bit blindly here, and that's really not good. One thing you could do is, after you attack with the first 6 vultures, you make one more vulture and keep that on the map to have map control. That's a really good thing to do. Anyway, what I actually thought at this moment is that he had a low echo build and started producing those hydralisks really early, and then just kept producing hydralisks. That's why he had so many hydralisks. Okay. That's why I add 2 more factories. So I have a total of 6 factories from 2 bases here, and that is gonna let me reinforce my army really fast and really strong with my first push. So basically, I really want to win with my first or my second push, because I'm gonna have 6 factories, and I don't add a third base really quick. Usually you can add a third base from 4 factories and then add 4 more factories or something like that, or you can play on 2 bases and just add so you have 6 factories. So what I do here is that I do my timing attack, and this is basically going to be it. I really hope to win this attack, but since I have 6 factories, it's possible to make a comeback even if I lose my first attack here. And as you can see here, I macro as good as I could. I position my Goliaths and then just attack him, because if he had Mutalisks only, I would do this micro thing, but if he has hydralisks, it's not really that good. You can just spread out your Goliaths and then just let them attack. Anyway, what I did at the same time is I reinforced with my vultures, but they were a little bit too slow, and the mine upgrade were a little bit too slow as well. So I, instead of attacking the hydralisk with the vultures, I just moved to his possible expansion locations, and I found out that he's actually on the left side of the map. So what I want to do now is just roam around the map with my vultures and just make sure that he isn't attacking me and attacking my third. I keep him busy and keep him knowing that I have map control. So yeah, well, that's basically what I do. And then I try to do this. It's really good. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Just sneak a couple of vultures into his main, place some mines, and then start killing those drones, because that's really going to hurt his economy. And then after this, you're going to do another timing push, because you have 6 factories and you can move out really fast after your first push is delayed. So basically, when you do the attack the next time, you're going to have more tanks and you're going to have more Goliaths, and it's really important that you time your vulture to arrive at the attack at the same time as you do the attack. It's really important. And at the same time, as I have my third expansion up, I can actually add a second armory and a science facility, because I'm going to upgrade more in the late game. So let's see here. What else is there to talk about? Well, I'm gonna do some build order VODs after this, and then we're gonna do another in-game VOD where I do I think I do the 2 factory build. Well, I'm gonna keep doing some VODs this weekend. I know I haven't been able to do a lot of VODs this week because I study and work at the same time, but this weekend I'm gonna produce a couple of VODs for you guys, and in the next weekend as well. So I hope you enjoy this battle, and I hope you enjoyed this VOD, and I hope you enjoy my great mixers. So until we meet again, good luck, and well, have fun and practice this, and you will be Gusu. Thank you.